Hola, welcome to eBuzz on VOS TV. This is where we get to talk about all things pertaining to the entertainment industry in Nigeria and of course globally. My name is Soge and I have a special guest in the building today. But before I introduce you to the topic of today, as well as my guest, we're going to go on a very short break. Do not go anywhere. Welcome back. You're still watching eBuzz on VOS TV. My name is Soge, and of course today I have an amazing celebrity in the building today. And first of all, our topic that we're going to be discussing is hype industry in Nigeria. So basically, we're going to talk about being a hype man in Nigeria. Already, you have a hint as to who my guest is today. He's a hype man, and he's none other than the undisputed Hypeman Kings. Hey!
Hi.
Good to have you in the studio. Yes, you're looking good. You're looking good. I love your snapback. I love your checkout shirts.
That's the Hypeman.
That's the hyping. I'm already doing it.
Yeah.
I know, right? So how are you doing?
I'm okay. How about you?
I'm good. I'm good. Just chilling. So now let's talk about hyping business in Nigeria. First of all, for those who don't know, I know, but I'm going to pretend for the sake of those people who don't know, what is the work of a hype man?
Okay, hyping dates back to hip hop. So I would say hyping is when you are at the background of the music. Back in the days of the hip hop artists, these early artists, let's say it dates back to the time before Tupac. I know you must have heard of Tupac
Of
Shakur.
course.
Yeah, so they actually lay emphasis on the hype man, per se, lay emphasis on the music. You understand that's being played. There's this excitement, there's this energy with which he or she applies in the background of the song.
Yeah.
But you know, as other things through time, it evolves into a better dimension and it takes a better shape. So
Of course.
I'll be proud to say hyping is it's an energy behind another artist or a musician, something like that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So usually people tend to confuse the difference between MCs and hype men. So what's the difference between an MC and a hype man?
Okay, basically an MC is known as a master of the ceremony.
Yes.
So when you have an event, you just there should be, life is about orderliness, you understand? So there should be an order of things. You are an anchor, you create the show, and so it is. So when you have an event, there's someone that should be on the mic. There's someone that should see how things go. Even if you are doing the show, you are behind the thing. So an MC is that person that makes your show, your event, goes as you want it.
Okay.
But a hype man is someone you don't know, you don't plan for them. You go to catch fun, you go to chill, and there's this voice that you hear behind the music, and this voice gives you this energy to want to, relax yourself and
Yes.
see things from another point of view. You understand?
Yeah.
So basically, the difference between a hype man and MC is a hype man hypes. You understand?
Okay,
So
an
there's
MC
this-
MC.
Yeah, you
Wow.
understand? There's this energy. You understand? So that's
Yeah.
it. That's it. So.
Okay. So I've always wondered actually what actually gives hype men the kind of energy that they have. But we'll get to that. First of all, I want you to tell us what makes a good hype man. Because obviously it's not everybody that can be a hype man.
Yeah.
So what makes a good hype man and what makes somebody stand out to be a hype man?
Okay, you must have this comic ability. You must have this comedy within you. You must have this energy. Hyping, it's above what you think. You understand? You don't just lay emphasis on the main value. You go deep.
Okay.
So hyping, you need this energy. You might be having a bad mood, but you're a hype man, and you have a show. You understand? You swallow it up, and you are there. You are hyping others. You don't know. You don't care their mood. You don't care any other thing. So a hype man, you must be able to, know your environment, the club, you know the kind of people that are seated there, you know what they want and what they want to do, you know why you are there, and your main aim is to do what is turn it up. I don't know if you understand that, but turn it up. If you, for the clubbers out there, they know what I mean. So that's it. So an hype man needs to be able to control that ship, because the club at that moment is your ship, your event at that moment is your ship. So you should be the captain. You should be able to assist and inspire others to want to spend, to want to chill. You understand? Cardiac cruise and feel alright, because that's the aim. That's the main reason why they are there. You know, I don't want to. You know, there are some people, they go to the club and they just chill. They have the money to purchase something, but they are just there.
Not feeling turned off.
You understand? So the music is going through, they are vibing, and there comes the hype man, there comes this voice, there comes this hallelujah voice that makes you, wow, what's that? And before you know, you don't know, you start. So hyping is an art. So when you're a hype man, you're an artist, and your board is your club, and your pencil is your art of hyping. So you need to be able to know the kind of people in your club and what you want to do, how to get them up on their feet. So that's what I would say concerning the qualities about being a hype man, a good hype man per se.
Okay. So you talked about being able to control the crowd, like you are the captain of the ship, taking control basically. So how do you know that when you get to an event or when you get to the club that you made an illustration of, how do you know that this crowd, they're going to love me? Like, and how do you intend to get them to love you? For example, when you get to the club, like you mentioned, there's several people. Some people, they are bringing all their frustrations from wherever, their place of work, from the interactions or how their day went, they're taking to the club. So they're not necessarily going there to have fun. They just want to relax. They just want to unwind, basically. So you now, your duty is to make sure that in as much as they are relaxing, they get the most of the time. So how do you now let me just say, for example, pick somebody that is frustrated, so to say. How do you now get that person to love you?
Okay, like I said, hyping is an art, and you are the artist. You understand? An artist has the ability. It's an ability to create something. You understand? When you look, you see there are different types of artists. You have those that draw things from nature, abstract. They just need to think and they put it down. So does the hyping. When you're in a club, you look around. You know, there's this saying, a city set on a hill cannot be hidden. Do you know money cannot be hidden?
No, it cannot.
It can't be hidden. So when you see someone that has money, you know that this person has money. But then we find those that want to stay low key. They are very good at disguising. What do? That's when you hype. You hype the disguise off of them. You understand? They don't know when they reveal their true self. You understand? So when someone goes to the club to relax, to chill, you don't know about that. And the truth is, you don't really care to know. You understand? What's your job? Bring out the spirit in everyone here. What are they supposed to do? Here's a club, not how should I put it? Not another place. So you know what you're supposed to do in the club. So you bring out that spirit. You are here to chill. You can't be in the club every day of your life. So the moment you are here now, you should absorb it to the fullest. So it's an art. There's this aura that goes with it, and so that's what I'd say.
Okay. So there has been some certain misconceptions, or maybe there are facts about how hype men tend to resort to things like maybe hard drugs or hard substances to get their energy pumped. So a lot of people have said hype men cannot actually hype without themselves getting high. You know, that's like as a source of energy for them to. Do you subscribe to that? Would you say it's true?
Okay.
In most cases.
I would start by saying drugs has been, even before hyping, there have been hard substances even before the art was made. So you might find people who had already been indulging themselves in these things, then they tend to discover that, whoa, this is what I'm into, and you don't tend to bring them together. Hyping is an art, drug is a drug. So people get addicted to drugs, people take drugs for ecstasy and some other things. So when you find someone who indulges herself in these things and comes on stage or comes on air, and you tend to, because you know you tend to want to collate them together, I would say you are being in a hurry. Because if you find other people indulging themselves in these same acts and coming on stage, they won't be able to do the same thing that person just did. So I would like to separate them. You understand? So drug, which I'm in support of, and hard substances, people who indulge in it should chill. But hyping, it's an art, like I said. And then people who have been hyping, there's this spirit. You can be on your own, and then you're listening to a song and you're hyping yourself, and you see someone walk by and you want to hype this person because there's something you see about this person, and you lay so much emphasis on that thing that even if the person is not aware of that thing, they become so aware that even without your presence, they begin to ponder over it and be like, whoa, so I have this gift, or I have so amount of money, or the world should see me like this, I'm so this, or I'm that. So I wouldn't like people to, this is entertainment, and celebrities and the entertainment life, the craze, and you understand. So those things, people tend to just, okay, what's up, he's an hype man and he should be involved in this. But I wouldn't want to say it's proper to just judge someone immediately. You understand what I mean? So that's it. So an hype man does not necessarily need to take drugs. Yeah, as an influence, you understand, as an influence, no.
Talent to speak for
it's
itself.
Inborn.
Yeah.
It's inborn, so that's what I say.
Okay, cool. So now, I know hyping did not just start, like you said, it dates back to the early hip-hop era.
Yeah.
But it now seems as if nowadays, it's now being more talked about now. Yeah. So I don't know what happened, I don't know what changed, I don't know what dawned on the minds of young stars now that they now decided to say, okay, you know what, I want to become a hype man or a hype woman, whatever the case may be. So now, would you say hyping as a job, how lucrative is it? Can somebody just depend on hyping alone as a means of survival, or is it like a side hustle kind of thing, or can it just be a main job to sustain yourself?
Okay, I would say it's both.
Okay.
The reason why I say it's both, it depends on the individual. If you are an hype man, you know your challenges, you know your flaws, you know your hard times. But then, how lucrative it is in the modern day Nigeria, in quotes, it's a very lucrative business, it's a very lucrative act, because people spend money, people use money every day. And if you should calculate the amount of time people take alcohol and the privacy they need, that makes you go back to a club or something, you understand? And there's someone you are going to meet there that lifts your spirit. There's this syndrome that goes with alcohol. The moment you take a couple, you are down for a while. But the good thing why people take it is this, or rather I'd say the influence is this. No matter how overwhelming you are, you feel you're okay, you've forgotten about your sorrows and stuff like that. But you can also be sitting in the club listening to just one person saying some things and you're okay. You understand? So hyping is lucrative in the present day Nigeria. It just happened, I wouldn't say all of a sudden, I would say we are just noticing it. Because we've had hype men in background of music that we play. We don't just know that, okay, this is a hype man, you understand? But just because there's a trend going on now. So the youths of these days are spending, they are absorbing funds, and there's someone there to make them know that, okay, this is the spirit. So that's why you are noticing it. So it's lucrative when you know what you are doing. When you know what you are doing. You don't just have to talk. It's not about talking. I'm talking right now. I'm not hyping. Except you might say I'm hyping. Which I know I'm not, but I know
that's one way to look at it. Very interesting way, actually.
Yeah, exactly. So I'd say people dive into it. When you know what you're doing, you do it perfectly well. There's a spirit that goes with it, and it will work with you. You understand? In your own very way, I've known people who started from let's just organize an indoor party, and man, they took it to another level. And then we're like, okay, guy, you're good at this stuff, and you should go to a club. Yeah, you understand? So there are people that do that, and they are stationed with this club. Okay, you are known with this place. So let's say every time you are always there and you are being paid for it, because the owner of the club, let's say, the owner of the place, the owner of the event knows that, okay, you motivate people to want to spend. You don't go to church without listening to the preacher man, without paying your offering. You can't sit in an environment where they buy drinks without buying. So when you buy one and someone says something that makes you want to buy two, before you know you buy three, four, and where does the money go? It's not going back to your pocket. There's someone that owns that place. It's a business center, so that's it. It all boils down to lucrativeness. So I'd say it's very lucrative.
Okay.
It's very lucrative.
All right. There's one thing that I've come to understand about hyping, or should I say, hype men.
Yeah.
And that I love about them is their versatility. And I think it even shows from the way you're talking, because it comes with the craft. You have to know a lot of stuff. In order for, like you said, it's not just about talking. You have to still talk the talk that makes sense, right? You know, you have to be abreast of music and different things. Meanwhile, you don't sleep. Always going about shutting down events, shutting down clubs. But how do you now unwind as a hype man? How do you cope with all these pressures that comes with your craft, you know, wanting to put this and this together to make sure that you're good at what you do? How do you handle all of these pressures?
Okay, let me start by saying this. You know, the music industry, you have a lot of musicians. Each night, each day, they are trying to outdo the other. You understand? So same goes for you, a hype man. You can't sleep because the only way you can take a chill pill is when you've made your name. You know, there's this thing about name. It stands with you, sticks with you, it takes you places. You understand? So when you actually cross that line, you've gotten there. I think the stress and the hard work, which you don't have to relent your hard work, but I know that the basic things which you go through, there's a chill pill about it. So hyping, yeah, there are a lot of hype men out there. There are a lot of DJs out there. Watch your creativity. What's this thing that you say? And when someone is sipping the bottle, turn up and looks at who's holding that mic. What did you just say? You understand? What's this thing that you say that when the person he or her hears their name and they're like, okay, this person is talking about me. Oh my God. Okay, I have to impress this person. I have to do this. I can say, wow, you're looking very beautiful, you're looking good. And someone comes like, wow, you're an angel from above, and you are not humanly made, but you are heavenly made, and spice it up and stuff like that. And you tend to want to listen to that, the latter than the former, you understand? So that's it. So you have to be very creative, and art does not entertain laziness. Trust me. You find people always on their earphones, they're listening to songs. Most times, most of your hyping words, your lyrics, tends to come from the message the musician is actually passing. Before that person went to the studio to sing, they had an intention. There's this vibe they want to pass to you. So you as a hype man, you take that vibe, you manufacture it into a bigger vibe, waiting to present it to people. So whoever is listening to that song gets to hear your vibe, does not only fall in love with that music, the place which they heard that song, and the person who is hyping. So man, you can't sleep. You have to be, you understand?
Yes, of course. Okay. So now, obviously, as with every other profession in Nigeria, there are some challenges that would, you know, definitely come up. So even when you're in the music industry as an artist, when you're in the movie industry, even if you are in the what we like to call professional field, like let's say banking or law, or you know, there's challenges. You definitely encounter them. So what are some of the challenges that you've encountered as a hype man?
Okay, I'd say majorly you tend to find people looking down on other people.
Yeah.
You know, you are hyping, you have the mic, and someone is spending. So the person might even get so engrossed in your vibe and comes to give you money, something tangible, you understand? And then you find people having this tendency of looking down on you because they feel you are hyping them because of what you see in them. But what they do not see is not about what you see in them, it's about who you are. You understand? You find the soldier going to war, and then you are at home, you are at peace, and you might not value the peace because you are at home. But when you go with the soldier to the war front, you tend to see things differently. Yes. So people rate this these men, these guys, these artists, this Hypeman, because he's in the club, you understand? So he's hyping me, I have the money. But then you forget that you don't have the arts, you only have the money. And he's hyping you because you have the money. If you have the arts, you'll be seeing things differently. So that's a major challenge. But then you find people hyping just for the fun of it. And they are good at it. And they are financially buoyant. And they can live well and live fine even without your money. So that's a major challenge. That's a major challenge. Other challenges, you find situations whereby someone starts hyping, you lose your priority, you tend to want to indulge in other things, and you forget that this is the main reason why you're here. And before you know it, you lose everything. You don't know where you are. You are neither here nor there. You understand? So it's all about focus. It's all about art. An artist will tell you that this thing's not like this. He sees it another way, and you doubt it till he jots it down, or rather, I would say pencils it or draws it. You understand? So major challenge is that setback. People tend to look down on Hypeman, like he's jobless, doesn't know what he's doing, stuff like that. But then, deep within, they are the peak of your entertainment, your joy. Why you were at the club last Friday, it was because of your Hypeman. So that's it. So, but nevertheless, what you do, there's definitely a challenge. Your ability to overcome it is what makes you. You understand? So we face these things every day, and we still face challenges from your fellow Hypeman. You stole my word. You stole
my word.
Yeah,
that happens.
You understand? So you find things like you can't argue because you don't own the alphabets A to Z.
Yeah, it just reminded me of when we were in primary school. Then maybe a teacher asks a question in class, and they'll be like, "You what's the answer?" He said what I wanted to say. Really,
like,
he read your mind.
For real, I can't do that, but I might just be the first to say it. That's just the difference between the both of us. You're an artist, I'm an artist. We talk about the same thing coincidentally, so don't take it too personal.
Yes, of course.
So that's it. But at the same time, you still find others who want to assist others. When you use their lines, when you lose them, they take it as, okay, that's your inspiration. I'm good with it. While you find others who take it as something else. But nevertheless, that's why you're an artist. When you face these challenges, it tends to spoil you up. It tends to want to make you understand, do something of your own. It's only bad when you hear people talking about you and stuff like that. So I'd say that's it.
Okay. So final question before we move over to the game segment of the show. What do you think the future of hyping or Hypeman in Nigeria is like? Let's say, okay, we have talked about how in recent times hyping has become popular, but there are still those group of people that still don't, should I say, value what hyping is all about. Say, for example, our parents. So no matter how lucrative you want to tell yourself hyping is, I don't think there's any parent that the child will go to him or her and say, "Daddy or mommy, I want to be a hypeman in the future." They will knock your head. You have to be a lawyer. You have to be. It still stands. So, what do you think the future of hyping is in Nigeria?
When you know where you're coming from, you definitely know where you're going to.
Of course.
So that's one thing. Like I said, hyping dates back, like for real, back in hip hop days, and you understand. You find the marriage settings, you find the Yorubas, they sing, and there's this voice that's behind, searching that so person is around, so person is singing, so person is dancing, and so person is making the bride, the groom feel okay, so person is praying. That's a Hypeman. So they've always been there. You just doesn't.
Even the monarchs.
Just didn't notice it. They have their own private hype people. Yeah, and you hear someone shout hallelujah, and another person says hallelujah like double times. I mean, that person is feeling the hallelujah more than you are feeling it. And when the person says it like 3 times, there's a spirit that comes over you, and you say hallelujah again. Because the person lets you know that if I can feel it like 3 times, what about you? Yes, now, so you understand. So hyping has been there, it's just that we didn't notice it. So, like other things, there are phases to it, and it's an evolution. So I believe that hyping does not take one shape; it takes different form. So there are ways to communicate with our older ones, and there are settings for them. And for the youth, there are settings for it. Let's just say the youth are trending.
Of course.
So it will definitely get to the time of our older ones, and they'll feel it. So let's just say when it gets more lucrative, more provisional, more artistic, I believe that they'll blend in
Yeah.
because art never dies.
It never
It
does.
doesn't. So everything about us is basically art. So I believe that we're going somewhere with it.
Okay, of course we're going somewhere with this. Okay, Hype Man, undisputed Hype Man Kings has been making sense of the topic of the day, which is the hyping, being a hype man in Nigeria. But now we go on a quick break. When we come back, the game section begins. Welcome back to the show. It's still E-Balls on VOS TV. My name is Soge, and of course I still have Hype Man Kings, undisputed Hype Man Kings in the studio. And right now we're about to play some fun games. The first game we have is called Just for Laughs. So I'm going to be asking Hype Man Kings here a series of questions, and he's going to answer as best as he can, just matter of his own opinion. So are you ready? Okay, so the first question here is, how do you respond to an I love you text, especially when you do love the person?
Okay. Do you mean as a hype man? Or
No, as a person. Leave your craft out of it.
when
As
I
a
don't love
person.
you, I respond in this why do you love me? Like, how did you come in love with me? Like, I don't love you.
That's so. You don't think that means?
How did you do this? Like,
How did you do this?
it's like a miracle, you understand?
Oh,
I
wow.
believe when I love you, you should love me back. So when I don't love you, like, young man, where did you come? Young lady, where did you come up with that? You understand?
Yeah.
So I just chill.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm cold. Yeah.
Wow. You're really cold. Okay. So the next one is, what's that sport or sporting activity that you do not understand, and no matter how many times people have tried to get you to understand it, you still can't wrap your head around it?
You see basketball.
Oh,
It's
right.
like a mountain to me.
Okay.
Like, they've actually taken me to the place where they play basketball, and I can't still make sense out of it.
Wow.
I spend time looking at basketball, like, what are these guys doing? You understand? I want to
Seems
be
like
part
they're
of
playing
this, you
around,
understand?
right?
So I would say basketball.
My manager is giving you the kind of look because he's a basketball fan. So
I
yeah.
can say.
For me, it's football. I cannot understand.
Football is awesome.
Really, I cannot understand.
Different.
Anyway, next question. What's the worst advice you've ever given someone? And for you at that time, to your own defense, that was the best advice ever. But now thinking about it, you'll be like, God, that was dumb. I really misled this person.
You don't want to know.
I don't want to know. But at least you did not end up claiming anybody's life, right?
Okay, no, it never involved lives, but
Okay.
let me just, for the sake of our audience, I'll
Yes.
you ask. Okay. It was the first time I was asked to hype at a club. This was in Asaba. It was unexpected. I was at home, and I was with my friend. I went to chill. Why? Because the club was a new one, and our friend was actually like a nephew to the owner of the place.
Okay.
And then we was there and we were drinking, and it was like, man, this place is dull. People are just buying, and music is on. Someone needs to turn it up. I took the mic and I started doing some things. I was doing some things. It was okay. Till I was out that I need to make people start spending, and I had to start with my friend. So I dropped the mic and I went to my friend and I sat him down and started advising him on how to use this money. So I made him spend close to half of that day just because I wanted to hype, you understand? So I was hyping him, and he was in spirit, and he was also buying and spending.
Wow.
So at the end of the day, we sat with the owner of the club and we calculated how much we used. And my friend was looking at me and I was staring at him like, young man, I'm sorry, guy. I
Wow.
was only hyping you and you were buying, so don't take it at heart. So
But you did not destroy your friendship,
Nah,
right?
I
You're
didn't,
still
didn't.
friends.
Yeah, we're still
But the owner of the business
We're
will
also
give you
friends.
percentage.
Yeah, kind of. I wouldn't say it's more of a percentage. I would say it's more from an appreciation.
Oh, okay, that's good. Okay, so that's for that round of the gaming session. Now we're moving on to other sections of the game,
Okay.
and I'm going to be asking you some questions that has to do with riddles and some questions that you cannot answer yes or no to.
Alright.
So at this point, you have to answer a question correctly, because if you get it wrong, you are going to take a shot.
Alright.
Are you ready?
Yeah,
Okay, so the first one here is a riddle, and it goes like this. It says, what has a ring but no finger? What has a ring but has no finger?
okay, honestly, I'd say I'm
not good with riddles.
I just try. Funny enough, it's very easy. You're just thinking about it as a very complicated
Okay,
thing.
let's say onions.
As a ring, as a finger. Oh, no.
Okay, I don't
One more try. One more try.
a ring on the fingers and nothing's coming.
Okay. So you take a shot, then I'll tell you the answer.
Alright.
Enjoy.
I should enjoy this.
Yes, enjoy.
Okay.
Okay. So the answer to that question, two answers actually: a telephone or an alarm.
Telephone.
The phone rings,
Oh,
has no fingers.
oh.
Okay.
Alarm.
Yes. So the next one, what has to be broken before you can use it?
Okay, it has to be broken before you.
Before you can use it.
Okay, now everyday life, I think a lot of things has to be broken.
Oshé philosopher. What is the answer?
That's it now. You have to find a way around it. So I think this drink is calling me. The drink is calling me because I
You don't know the
have
answer?
anything.
Okay, now we could take a shot and I'll tell
Thank
you
you
the
very
answer.
much. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. How is it feeling up yourself?
Well, that one is
Magical.
It's magical. So the answer to that question, two answers actually: a promise
Sorry, I promise.
and an egg.
Wow.
And
Yeah,
a promise.
that's true.
Yes,
That's
you have to
true.
break the promise before you can tell it to somebody else, right? Okay. So an egg also, you have to break it before you can use it.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's scrambled egg with omelette out of it. So, the next one I'm going to ask is, you don't answer yes or no to this question, no matter what. So you just tell me the answer, or you don't answer yes or no. Okay. So the first one here is Google Chrome, Explorer, and Safari are different types of what?
Web browsers.
Final answer.
Web browsers.
Okay, that was good. Next question is Kanu Nwankwo is to football as Bow Wow is to what?
Bowel or Bow.
Bow Wow.
Charles Bow.
Bow Wow.
Okay, I know a fan Bow like that. He's I don't know, he's into he's a foreigner actually. He's into this tourism and animal stuff like that.
Final answer.
Yeah, from the Bow I know.
Okay,
From the Bow I know.
so it's wrong. You take a shot.
Okay, another one.
You take a shot.
Alright, thank you.
So the answer is Kanu Nwankwo is to football as Bow Wow is to music. Bow Wow, the American rapper. Bow Wow. Lil Bow Wow. Okay. So I think this is our last question for the day. The Mona Lisa painting was done by Leonardo da Vinci. True or false?
True.
Final answer.
Yeah, final answer.
Okay, so you take a shot because you said yes. The answer was correct, but you said yes, so you take a shot.
You know this life and you should learn to work with your instincts.
Yeah.
No matter the
It matters a lot. Oh wow. How do you feel? Feel good? Feel good?
outside of you, brownie.
You feel brand new. Awesome. Thank you so much, Undisputed Hypeman King, for being such an amazing sport on the show today. I had so much fun. Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. I don't want to be biased. I would have said this is my favorite episode, but I don't want to be biased for the sake of our previous guests so they don't haunt me.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, this is how we wrap up today's episode of E-Balls. It's been insightful, it's been amazing, it's been super fun. If you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, please do that right now so you can get more exciting updates from us. It's at VOS TV News. And of course, feel free to drop your comments down in the comment section below. Also follow us across our social media platforms on Instagram and Facebook at VOS TV Nigeria. Or if you like, you can follow me on Instagram at _Sogi. Thank you for watching today's episode. Looking forward to seeing you